Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Rooftop Perspectives. Let me tell you something. 5 minutes ago, I was dead asleep. 5 minutes ago, I was in a coma of a sleep that was so sweet. And I'd say from about maybe 12 noon, 1 o'clock today, I had the intentions of coming up here to the rooftop. Let me just make sure everything is connected right, so I can do this video. And it wasn't going to be long, and this was not going to be long either. But I just woke up. I just woke up. I wanted to be out in the sunlight, but the sun is already just behind the mountain right now. So progressively, this video is going to get darker and darker. I just wanted to be out here in the light. I can always come up here at nighttime. Wow. And I was so angry with Mrs. SCURV because I said, didn't you know that I wanted to get up here earlier? And she fed me and just let me... I just fell out for some reason. It's one of those things, like I always speak about it, but it just happened, where you say to yourself, you know what, I ate this meal, I'm going to lay down for 20 minutes, let it digest, begin to digest, and I'm going to get up and do what I have to do, and I slept. So I'm so sorry. And I know I don't have to apologize, but when I put in my mind something that I want to do, it's like I have to do it. But I submit to the universe, and I think after this video is over, I'm going to go back and get me some more. Anyway, I had it on my mind, you know, sometimes words come to me, thoughts come to me, phrases come to me, things trigger me off. I might be in a conversation with somebody and they say something, I'm like, ooh, that's something good to talk about, right? Well, the two words that came to me was romanticize solitude. Romanticize solitude. I'm probably going to make a t-shirt with that phrase on it because those two words together are so powerful. We don't understand whatever language you speak, and we know the English language is destructive to us as melanated people, but there's certain nuggets in there that when put together, they can empower us. Romanticize solitude. You don't have to always have people around you to have fun, and it's not necessarily mandatory that you have people around you to heal. Our best healing comes under wraps. The best healing comes under wraps. You get a cut on your hand or on your arm, something that's not major, but it's a cut that hurts. What's the first thing you do? You clean that cut out. You use it as a solution. It is to get the dirt out and make sure it's clean, and then you cover it. Boy, I got a puffy looking sleepy face. I've never done this before. Right? But in darkness, you clean and you cover. Romanticize solitude. Maybe I sound crazy getting out of the sleep, but I'm just going to let it hang out. I'm not even talking right. That's how still I'm not all the way awake. But in this society, we're so encouraged. I'm going to demonize social media again because we get in there too much. We're on social media. We're looking outside to see what everybody else is doing. We're on social media. We're peeping. We're watching. What do they mean? Oh, who's that? I don't know that friend. Or who's that girl he's standing next to? Let me tell you something too. Stop. Some of y'all, you see me next to a beautiful woman on a video. You see me at a pool party on a video. Someone asked me to videotape. This is what I do. I got stuff lined up next week where there will be some shapely women who may be scantily clad. Sometimes I do shootings that you don't even see online because they say, we just want to have the right to put this up. Then here comes some of your guys. Where's Mrs. SCURV? Where's Mrs. SCURV? I can let the cat out the bag now. She just got back from traveling. So all of this gossip, I think they broke up, I think they divorced, I don't see Miss SCURV, whatever. And right now, after her father's funeral, she does not really want to be seen on camera. Give us a break. Always looking for scandal. And it was that good meal that she cooked for me that knocked me out just a little while ago. So there was a time when I was by myself, right? Because I was still here in Ghana. But Negroes, where Miss SCURV? Y'all know what you're saying. You don't say that when I'm on a rooftop by myself. But as soon as I'm in the mountains with a woman, as soon as I'm in a car with a woman, which I will be in the mountains with a woman, I will be in the car with a woman, I'll be at get-togethers, I'll be where with pretty women, this is what I do. You don't say I'm a homo because I'm videotaping some homo dude, which there are a lot of homo dudes that have been videotaped, but there was no need to reveal that to you. Negroes, please, stop looking for drama. This is why it's a wonderful thing to romanticize solitude. Big it up, encourage it. It's a good thing. Let's romanticize that. Being by ourselves. Even when you're with a person, your husband or wife, you can be in the same house together, quiet, reading. A little while ago, she left me alone. She knows that I was up most of the night last night because basically, maybe y'all don't know, but the Mr. Olympia bodybuilding competition, the biggest one the whole year, is happening right now. And I still vehemently follow bodybuilding, even though now it's more chemical warfare than anything else. I still follow it. I still got some old bodybuilding buddies that we shoot messages. Hey, look at this person. He looks like he's a little too smooth. He looks like he's a little too fat. Or he had an injury to his arms. When he throws his arms up, it's not going to look even. Do you think he's going to lose behind that? I have whole worlds that I'm in, not just YouTube on LanceScurv. I love boxing. I have friends that I stay up all night with, texting and voicemailing and calling when there's certain boxing matches. This is why I'm very, very much interested in setting up things on a boxing and bodybuilding level that has nothing to do with unsupportive Negroes on this channel, right? There's strangers that'll be like, yo, we like this. And it's not about money, but it's about the passion. And they don't catch feelings. Oh, he didn't answer my call. Oh, I can, Big world out here. And y'all might not even know it. You say, damn, Scurv, I didn't know you had this channel, man. They coming up on 1 million subscribers. Why should I say it? Because a lot of folks are going to bring drama. That's why I'm enthusiastic about this point in my life to soon finish up my project and live in it. That's going to be a whole new world for me. So those who hated me from before and tried to stop me from before with different things, it's too late. You lost. But this wasn't a game anyway. My life is not a game anyway. So instead of watching me and trying to throw off evil spells on me, you wasted your time. You lost. Romanticize solitude. And that's what I have been doing. And that's why my roots are deep. That's why I made connections that many people don't even know about. How he end up over there? How he know about this? There's a lot of things coming up on my schedule that I will be doing. Not to try to sound important or anything like that, but that's the way it has to be. This is why Negroes don't get anywhere. They stay in the same position year after year after year after year. They don't make any change because they're like Venetian blind players watching the neighbors through the Venetian blinds, not planning for an improved future. Don't you understand that the advances, for those who have advances in their life that they're enjoying today, that were planned and worked for yesterday, right now I'm planning and working toward new things right now that will manifest 2 months from now, 6 months from now, 2 years from now, because everything I do is lined up to support the subsequent event or the subsequent activity. Romanticize solitude, because see, when your mind is tied up in so many things that are not conducive to the success that you want, you will never get it there. Again, let's talk about the bucket with the 50 holes. If you gotta walk a mile with a bucket to bring water to that destination in a mile, but you got 50 holes in it, well, guess what? By the time you get to the destination, or long before, even before you begin to pick that bucket up to walk with it, the water came out. And this is how we operate. Expecting to get that bucket to the destination full, and we have 50 holes in it. 50 holes of that 2-hour conversation of gossip for the next person. 50 holes of that next conversation you had wishing somebody else well, or speculating negativity in their life. All you got to do is do that to me one time, and let me find out about it. I have nothing to do with you, because I am aimed on my personal and achieving my personal level of success. Do I have to apologize? I'm sorry if I don't want to waste time. I'm sorry if I don't want to sit on the phone for you for 4 hours and want to talk and gossip about somebody else. I'm sorry if I'm not really a hater because I'm too much of a lover of myself. I'm sorry if I speak truth about the world around me from the way I see it, and you want to call me racist because you butthurt because I don't want to be around you, and I'm talking to you white people. Yes, I am. I'm where I want to be, and I'm thriving and growing. What good is it to put a healthy seed into the soil in a place where it will never get sun and you never water it? I'm being watered. I'm getting sunlight on me. I am enthusiastic. I'm sorry that I am, you haters. I'm sorry. It's too far gone now. What can you say? I know where you're standing, and I know how you stand. Some of you, not all of you. And I know where I stand too. So keep on peeping, because some things I'm not going to reveal. I'm going to enjoy and laugh at those who tried so hard. Romanticize solitude. Solitude is a good thing. You have to keep that part of your life and yourself that you don't reveal. I reveal a lot about myself on this channel. And it's okay, because it's usually after the fact. I'm not going to sit up here and detail my plans so you secret handshake people and you people who want to cast spells and think all that stuff work. It don't work, because I'm casting the spell of positivity on myself. Romanticize solitude. That's when I'm casting my spells. I have a right to cast those spells to myself and on myself. And I have myself to myself 24 hours a day. So you're going to have to cast a whole hell of a long ass spell, because I know you got to eat, you got to go to the bathroom, you got to pay your bills, you got things you got to do. You can't focus on yourself 24 hours like I can focus on myself 24 hours. I can focus on myself 24 hours. You can't keep up. I want to just not live life and focus on LanceScurv 24 hours. So those of you who feel the weight of that thing that people try to do to you in an occult way, understand that they got stuff to do. They can't focus on you like you can. Outdo them with your life. It will always win, right? Just know what's around you. Watch these things they send to you and give to you, and wear this shirt and wear this bracelet and wear this, and open it up. Don't open it to none of these fools. Especially when you don't see any progress in their life, and their life is miserable. Like I said, you can take feces and smear chocolate cake icing over the feces, but you don't have the right to call it chocolate cake. If you think smearing cake icing on shit makes it chocolate cake, then hey, don't offer it to me, because I ain't gonna take a bite. Prove to me that it's cake by you taking the first bite. Look at the fruits of the labor of others. You see where they go. There are people out here with lots of money, but lots of venom in their heart. The money and the status has not done anything for them, because this hate burns in them. They got 3 shopping bags. Oh, no, not shopping bags. Yeah, shopping bags with brand new. Yeah, they got 3 designer bags. I'm going to go back to the same place and buy 6 of them. Oh, I see where I can connect this person with that person, and they'll advance, but I'm not going to do it. See, after a while, how do these people feel they wasted their time? But you got to spend time to yourself to let the inner voice speak to you. You got to have the time and have this time of solitude to yourself. And after a while, when you see how you can protect yourself and pre-wire yourself and polish yourself and get up under the hood and give yourself the spiritual tune-up, that it makes you so much better that when you present yourself to the outside world and move amongst these demons, you can spot them for what they are, as well as the good people that come to you. There are people that I have met at the very minute I knew I'm going to know you for the rest of my life. You're allowed to come into my life for a reason, but I'm going to know you for the rest of my life. Even if it means you pass away or I pass away or we both live long lives, we're going to be dealing for a long time. You know, because it's just like when you get that piece of office furniture and you put it together and the instructions blew away and you don't know and you try to figure it out and you click. It's a click that just feels right. Like, this thing feels right. I know I'm in the right place at the right time. But the only way you're going to get this feeling and knowing is when you romanticize the importance of solitude. Solitude to get to know yourself. You don't have to have people around you to heal or to have fun to romanticize solitude and enjoy yourself. Because I'm going to tell you something. That is one of the biggest things that I've always had going for me. Is that my mother and father allowed me and made sure I spent time to myself doing a certain activity to understand that, wow, this is not strange to be by myself. So as you grow up, and even when you're a young teenager or preteen, and you have some friends that get mad at you for some reason, and don't call him over here, we gonna do this, or they talk bad about you to isolate you, everybody looking at you all funny. Romanticizing solitude and the time that I had in solitude to really enjoy with myself and connect with myself makes me prefer that. So you can't hurt me by not inviting me to the party, because I have my own party within myself. And at least I have things to produce out of that party by myself. You see, I used to play music, and I was always the life of the party, don't get me wrong, with my friends outside. They'd come over, we'd play basketball, football, baseball. That's funny, right? Because I don't do those things no more. I don't do team sports no more. I mean, I don't do sports no more anyway, not because I'm old, because I just don't, I need the exercise. But I don't do that. Because after a while, I realized, I said, wait a second. I'm pushing 1,000%. And these people here, they're pushing 25%. So how dare they think that when it comes time to get the trophy, they in the front, but they didn't do nothing. Me, that's why I prefer to pull my own weight. That's why I prefer when I got into other sports like boxing. I like boxing. I did bodybuilding. For a natural guy, I did pretty good. And I like it like that. If I fail, it's because of me, and I never fail. It's always a learning experience. But I romanticize solitude to know the beauty, and I salivate to know that I'm going to go downstairs and create. And maybe Mr. SCURV will be in a mood to romanticize solitude and read a book or doze off or sleep a little early. Like she let me sleep most of the day past 12 o'clock noon. And I was ready to come up here. I said, let me lay down a little bit. I was out. I actually fell asleep on the cell phone. The cell phone was on. I was looking at the Olympia proceedings and speculations on what they're saying, answering back emails. I'm enjoying myself. And the peace and tranquility that comes from romanticizing solitude, I enjoy myself. And you get so much done. You can accomplish so much effortlessly. I remember going to the work sites of my father, or the job sites of my father's work, or the work sites of my father's job. I'm still half asleep, yo. I'm talking out my sleep. My lips ain't even really working right. But I had to put this message down anyway. And so, that everybody's calling me. What the heck? No. I got to get this message out. All of a sudden, all day, nobody's calling. Now all of a sudden I get up here. I'm so no. This is why you got to force it. Sometimes you put up your barrier. You say to yourself, unless it's an emergency, this next 3 hours, this is what I'm doing. It is not life and death. Text me if it's life and death. I got this to do at this time. This time is ordained to get this done. You don't see a woman get pregnant and 3 months into the pregnancy, well, I'm going to kind of put the pregnancy on hold and go back to work for 6 months. And then after 6 months, I'm going to do the other 6 months of my pregnancy. It don't work that way. Once you start it, you have to finish. That's how you create momentum. Creative momentum, positive momentum, momentum that once created, it's like you're going down a hill in a speeding vehicle, not speeding, but you're at the limit. You can take your foot off the pedal and you can just coast down at a good speed. You don't have to put this effort in, but many people keep coming around you like a battering ram, like a boxer throwing out a jab to throw your rhythm off. You begin to get this creative rhythm, boom, and that 2-hour conversation takes you out of it. Now you got to start all over again. No, you get in there 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours. Maybe the reason why that I slept so much today, I will be up tonight because it's a 7-hour difference between Las Vegas and Accra. So if the results come at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock, well, maybe I will be up at 4 o'clock in the morning to see the results, or wake up and see it. I don't know. But like I was saying about my father's job, he refinished custom floors in landmark properties. People say, oh, he's just a floor scraper. No, it took a lot more than that. It was his craft, and he was one of the best at it. So in these landmark properties, which were usually properties that are hundreds of years old, and they had to, designated by New York State, they had to be preserved exactly a certain way. And people lived in these properties. Some of these properties, some people didn't, where they were open exhibits like a museum. But some were in a different category where they can live in it. You can have a modern kitchen here. Certain parts that they added on were designated for this, but in these particular rooms, it has to be kept in the original condition. So what did that mean? A certain color stain had to be maintained in that particular flooring. The flooring may not have been perfectly straight across like new flooring. Between it, it might have been planks where there's a little indentation and it comes up. Those parts couldn't be sanded down or screened down with machinery, heavy machinery. Those parts in between had to be done by hand. Even the cracks in the wood, which gave it character, you had to bend the sandpaper and know how far down to go. And then you had state inspectors that came and made sure, even when they know that you know how to do your job. So, why am I telling you this? It showed me the importance of time and staying in your solitude to get the job done. It might take, on a regular job in someone's home, 2 days. But it might take one of these jobs 3 weeks or 2 weeks. Early till late. Ain't no rushing. You better take your time. And you have to use the approved stains to restain certain parts of that floor. Some of it, you couldn't even use sandpaper to sand it down because year after year, you'd lose the original wood. You could only screen certain parts where it goes around on the screen and just barely takes off a little bit of the surface. So I've learned and watched my father in a meticulous fashion take his time with his handiwork. And there were times I wanted to get up and go. I was a young kid, but he didn't force me. He would allow me to, because I had a shorter attention span, shorter than an adult, but longer than most children my age. And I was going with him from single-digit ages. A father who taught me a craft that eventually I didn't like because I was around it so much, but I was pretty good with it. I think I'm falling out of focus. Let me put my finger right on the screen. Maybe that'll help. And if not, so what? Let me back up a little bit. Okay, all right. I'll change those settings later. I'm so far into this video, I can't even worry about that. Y'all know what I look like, right? So, after this thing is done, it was a masterpiece. It was brought back to its original luster. And this may be where that particular property can be done in another 2 or 3 years because there wasn't that much heavy traffic over it, or there was some type of rug put over it so that when the people who are living there or going there, they can see the original style of the floor. So how did this translate over into my life? Well, when I would lock myself in my room, play my records, have my drawing pad and I'm drawing and taking my time, I can get into the detail without rushing because I understood the beauty of solitude and I didn't have to romanticize it because I came up from the root with it and understood that you put time into something and detail into something. This is why I appreciate one of Mrs. SCURV's meals, that she has a natural talent and expertise to know how to drop the flavors right, know how to time it right, know how to, this is her gift over and above. When a person takes time and creates some custom furniture with their hand, they might use some kind of machinery to get certain things in and out, but basically by their hand. No mold or no way of, no. It's a very, very special way. And they take time. In certain processes, you don't rush. But you have to understand the beauty of solitude, and you have to be made to understand to romanticize solitude, because only out of solitude and in that still place would the creative juices flow. Because any creative person that's out there knows that you can't rush it. Hey, SCURV, man, I'm going, like, this is what I get a lot too. You're working on something quietly and you get a request, but people say or don't understand the value of what you're doing, right? They decide the price, they decide the time. They don't ask you anything if you're not doing anything else, and I'm always doing something. Leave that up to me. Hey, SCURV, man, I got a family portrait, man, and I want you to draw it like 5 feet across and 3 feet high. And I'm gonna throw you $50, man, but I need it like next Friday. And it's Wednesday. And you need it in 2 days? Who said that was open for that? There's things now that right now I have to do for me. I've done so much for so many people that have given me their butt to kiss, or you put work into building something up and they tell you your platform is going to die because they're not there, but they would have created freeloader. I'm not speaking about anybody who's with me now, but these people they're delusional. I need dead weight on me to be successful. I've been doing this all these years. February come 22 years. Come on. Some people have been smoking the wrong stuff. Some people done got a hold of that synthetic weed. Or maybe, I don't know. Maybe they do need to eat some meat. Maybe there is something in that meat or that chicken or that fish that they've been avoiding that they need. I don't know. I know I'm all right. But yeah, the trick is, and we have to teach our children this, we have to sometimes relearn this, because this world that we're living in will pull you away from you even knowing who you are, because we have so many perceived obligations. You see, this world demands of you 24/7 things that you don't even see anymore, that you need to take time to romanticize solitude, to hold yourself in a good state of mental health, peace of mind, and centeredness. So really, the country life for me is the best. And let me tell you something, I can't give you the details on this, but I want to share with you something that I read earlier that we need to be careful on. It's already here. It's called the 15-minute city. Please Google that, right? And in these videos, I want to pass on more information, because I read stuff across the board, like weird stuff out in Czechoslovakia, stuff out in the Philippines, stuff out in Antarctica. I'm all over the place, and I'm really looking forward to being that nerd that I am. But I'll say that I was before I had big muscles, when I got to be a teenager in bodybuilding, and before I was known by being this conscious pro-black brother who I'm always going to be that. But I'm going to introduce and share other things that make me who I am, because I'm not even going to be corralled into just being that. Because you have a lot of black people out here that they just want to talk about the one thing. I'm not against that. I am for that. I've dedicated my life to that. Understand, but I'm going to sprinkle it and flavor my platform a little different and a little more enhanced with other things that go along with that, because this is what kept me all these years, is that I wasn't a one-way Charlie. There's so many people that it's only one thing. It's a big world out here. Let me see. Okay. That was the laundry calling. Okay. Had these big comforters, these big sheets, these really huge things we have to go pick up, so we'll do that. So anyway, I'll talk for another 10 minutes maybe. Where was I? Yeah. So be yourself. I don't have to come out here to be anybody else. I'm nobody's savior. I'm nobody's champion, although I will champion a cause. I am not the champion. I'm not trying to be the champion. I'm not trying to be the best and the greatest of this, whatever, and compete with anybody. When I come up here, I'm just being myself. But I'm just telling you what makes me tick. And so that romanticizing solitude and understanding solitude, peace and quiet time. Remember back in the day, most of us who are of a certain age group, we had to have an hour in the middle of the day of quiet time, whether it was in a daycare, whether it was in school, kindergarten, whatever. As the grades progressed, it wasn't like that. But when we were young, and it seemed like that quiet time was like 4 or 5 hours long, that 1 hour, because our perception of time was different when you're younger, right? 1 hour can seem like a long time because you just got here. But now you look for that hour in the modern day when you're thinking about, oh, I got to pay the mortgage, oh, I got to pay this, oh, I got to go to work, or I got to do overtime, or I got to go pick up my child, oh, my baby's sick, I got to go here, oh, my I got to drop him at the airport, and we don't even have to go and write a check anymore and mail it or bring it to the bank or bring it somewhere and go out and pay bills that way. We can sit in front of our computer and on a digital level pay our bills. Now it's to the point where the bills can come out with direct pay, the automatic withdrawal. So we got more time, but we got less time. With all of the modern amenities, we don't make time for ourselves, and we're human. And it seems like the only time, and I've thought this lots of times, when I was allowing the world to kind of get me in a hectic way, but I've always known how to manage my time, so it really wasn't that way. But sometimes you get sick, you have a really bad flu, or with our ladies, you know, she has her friend that visits her every month and she's going to stay home because of those cramps, and you're sitting there sipping tea in a part of the house that you're not used to being in, and you're like, dang, look at this, look at my life. My life has been so hectic that, look at this. The only time I get a chance to have a quiet moment at home where I know I don't have to go to work is when I'm sick. What's happening with that? I hate the fuzzies on this camera, yo. I hate it. Let me move up. Let me pull back. Yeah. There's something I touched. I was never doing this before, right? That don't matter. I'm a stickler for perfecting, not perfection. We got to get back into having that slow pace, and I'm getting it. I'm getting it. Day where I'm gonna do this today, I'm gonna do that today, or I'm doing nothing today. I'm gonna take my time and focus on my craft. Let everybody else run everybody else down, run down the extra overtime, run down this, you gotta run down the gossip, you're not even enjoying where you are, you don't even know where you are, and you don't even know who the hell you are. Imagine meeting somebody and they're 60 years old, and you're 60 years old. And you can exchange experiences from life and have a good time talking positive stuff, edifying conversation. But what happens to those two people who ran down what they thought would be the materialism that would bring them happiness, the status that would bring them happiness, and they find themselves alone and lonely because they pursued the wrong things? What in the hell do they have to sit down and talk about? Especially if they live the life of a hater. They might have traveled here and did this and did that, but deep down they're not happy for you because they never had a happiness within themselves that benefited them. They never knew how to romanticize solitude because they're too busy peeking at somebody else and envious of the other person. I'm looking forward to tonight. I'm not even going to say I'm going live. Sometimes I have to force myself to go live. I love this period that I'm in, and I love you all also. And there will be regular shows. But like you saw yesterday, I was at the restaurant. I whipped out my camera and talked a little bit for about 8-9 minutes about domestic violence, right? And abusive men. As things pop up on me, I keep my cameras with me all the time. There'll be a lot more of these things that don't tax me. No more sitting down like a ball and chain on an 8-hour show that died at 2.5 hours. No, you don't have to push it that way. I'm living life. I'll share you snippets of life. And when it hits me to sit down and pop it on, we'll do it that way. I'm free. Certain elements are not around me, when I'm free, and I love it. I have more time to romanticize and enjoy my solitude without other energies in your ear and trying to manipulate you for their benefits. I want the sincere energies. I don't want the false, manufactured facades that don't feel right. You know, when you're a kid, my parents never forced me this way, but there's a pair of shoes they're getting for you, and they love them for you, and you like them, but you put it on, it don't feel right. Not that it's really off and it's squeezing your foot, but it just doesn't feel all the way comfortable. And you don't want to say anything, and you get it because they love those shoes. Oh, I love those shoes on you. And you walking around hurting on your feet or feeling uncomfortable after a while, and somebody sending me messages, so let me go check out the message. Okay, let me go check out the message, because we do have enough time to go around the corner. Okay, all right. I'm so sorry. I've been doing that more often in the middle of videos, taking phone calls, looking at text messages. That tells you that I'm really relaxed. And I'm not out here to be this perfect news guy, or I'm reporting this and sitting up here anal retentive. We're just kicking it when you come on these shows with me, or these videos with me, you know? I'm loving it. I'm loving it. But yeah, please, learn to take back your life. Learn to take back that quiet time, or that hour of quiet time that you had to do as a child, that you didn't understand what the elders were doing. But they wanted you to know what that was all about, because they knew the world was moving faster and faster. And my world is going to move slower and slower, but it's going to be more efficient. How does it look if somebody says, come on, fill your name in. Hey, so-and-so, let's take a nice Sunday drive. And you hop in the car with them, and they hit the pedal to the metal, and you're ready to go look out the window and talk, and they speed 90 miles an hour where they can. And you driving for 5 hours like that. You ready for something to eat? You're like, I don't even know what the hell I saw. I thought we were going to take a Sunday drive and enjoy and go zigzag and go take the scenic route and go up in the mountains and come down here and talk. We zip through it. This is what we're doing to ourselves in our lives. We're flying through our days. In a sense, even if you don't like your job, and there are jobs that I've had that I didn't like, but I had the secret. You know what the secret is? Romanticize the solitude from within, that even when you're on the job with a supervisor, there's a pain in the ass to you. And okay, what is this? What this one? I think there's an event down the block. They want me to come and bring the camera. I'll go down in a little while. I forgot what today's date was. Yeah. So anyway, even on the job, I can escape to my inside, my internal, where I have everlasting joy. The same way if I wasn't on the job. I can be around people that maybe I have to be at a meeting or some function, and their vibes are so negative, I can retreat within myself and have that solitude. You need to build that for yourself so that whenever you're around those negative energies, you don't have to change your flavor or change what's around you or how it affects you. You see what I mean? Romanticize the solitude so that when you have to do that and come within yourself, because your home should always be that way. Your home should be that exoskeleton, that external covering for you. But some of us even have hell in our home. But if you make your home that way, which the home sounds like womb, your womb protected you and fed you and kept you warm inside your mother. When you come out, you're supposed to build a home which is like a womb, but many of us don't have that. And even within our own thoughts and our own beings, we need to have this thing of tranquility and romanticize solitude so we can keep on understanding the benefits and the enjoyment of it, so that when you have other people who don't dig you, who don't want you around them, because I'm big on that, pushing myself around people who don't dig me, because I don't want to be around you either. Look, you're taking me away from me being with myself. Because I know when I'm with myself, creative things happen. I love that. But when you have to be in these situations, you're protected like a good insurance policy, that even if you knew you had an accident, you know that you're covered. Cover yourself. Romanticize solitude and make sure that every single day and every single minute of your life is complete and utter joy and happiness, no matter what's going on around you. You ever been inside when it's a bad storm outside? That's the same feeling. Same feeling. Protect yourself. Wear those spiritual condoms and understand the beauty and romanticize solitude. I'm so distracted. There's so much action going on around here, so much energy buzzing, and it's so tranquil at the same time. But anyway, salute to my brothers. Much love to my sisters. I hope I made sense. I had just woke up 5 minutes before. The camera was set. I just woke up 5 minutes before, grabbed the camera, came out here. I'm still not all the way. I don't know what I said. I said some things. I don't know if I said it right. Let me know if I sounded crazy or what part, and I'll maybe cut that part out. I don't know. Anyway, much love to you all. LanceScurv out, on to the next one. Please leave your comments. Let me know what parts were good and what parts were crazy. Anyway, peace.